You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. You can't make it drink, guys. Ooh, check this out. I've got some deer here. I don't know if you guys can see them, but they're right there. Look at that. Beautiful. That is so cool. Starting a YouTube video, and I've got two gorgeous deer here in the middle of the city. Out there. There goes one of them. So cool. There's the other one. Doing their thing. Go ahead, guys. I'm going to finish this video. Where was I? I got to zoom out. All right. So, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Now, I don't know if that phrase is true anymore. I really don't. Now, it's springtime. It's gorgeous. You can smell the flowers, the lilacs, and everyone's getting out their mulch for the new year. Man, this mulch smells good, by the way. And right now it's graduation season, right? You've got a lot of college graduates and high school graduates, and you see these posts on Facebook. I recently scrolled through Facebook, which I rarely do these days, and I saw two people, one that I knew for quite a while, and then one I barely knew. And you know, it's like everyone's happy and ready to start their lives. You know, they just graduated college, and good for them. Congrats. And so I was thinking, man, I should maybe give them some advice. Maybe I could say, oh, hey, save in your 20s. Or, oh, hey, you know those student loans that you have? You might want to pay more on the principal so that you don't have the same principal in 10 years. Because that's what we're seeing happen on social media. People will spend, 10, 20 years just paying the interest alone. And then they wonder why they have the same balance 10 years later. It's because no one educates them, or no one, takes the horse to the water trough anymore. No one does that because you'll get ostracized on, social media or Facebook or whatever it is if you give advice to someone else these days. And that's the honest truth. I was tempted on a comment to say, congratulations, make sure you save 6% into your 401k. Or I could have said, make sure you pay more on the principal for your student loans. I would assume most people do have student loans these days, but I did not give that advice because people don't want to hear that kind of advice. All they want to hear is congratulations. And even if the person did want to hear that, if I said more than that, I would get a comment on my comment saying, oh, what are you trying to do? You think you know it all? That kind of thing? And that's what it is. So that phrase of taking the horse to a water trough is no longer the case. It should be, you can't take a horse anywhere. And that's the honest truth these days. You can't take a horse anywhere. And you kind of see this with YouTube in a sense. Okay, YouTube, they don't bring you to the trough. They don't bring the horse to the trough anymore. There is no point in it, okay? They're gonna bring you to the garbage content. They're gonna put in your feed the content that gets the most views and the trendy type of content that's gonna keep you hooked, whether it's most likely political debates or doom and gloom or relationship problems, all these things that really aren't going to help you drink the water, okay? They're not even going to bring you to the watering trough. You can forget it. That is not how the system works anymore. The days of giving young people advice are kind of over. So, what does that mean? That means if you're fortunate enough to find this video, you need to do it yourself. You need to go out and seek wisdom and guidance and advice, because most people are not going to give you it. They're too afraid to give you it, to be honest, including me. I don't even want to give it anymore because I know that people will just, dog on me for trying to give some person some advice. Like, oh, what do you know? That's the thing. It's an opinion that I have. Oh, you should save 6%. Oh, you should pay more on your student loans, etc., etc. My opinion is worthless. That's why I don't even bother giving it on somebody's graduation photo, or, it's a celebratory moment. I get that, but that's the time you want to try to lead the horse to the watering trough. But to be honest, I didn't want to do it. I don't want to do that for other people, because people just don't want to hear that. They just want the congrats and they'll move on in their lives. And until one day they realize, oh man, I wish somebody would have told me this. Isn't that funny? You see people in their 40s and their 50s saying, I wish somebody would have given me advice. I wish I would have done this. And that's the thing. There's a reason why people don't do it anymore. And probably 20 years ago, people didn't do it anymore because they didn't want to get hit with the opinion of, oh, what do you know? Oh, don't be giving advice to my kid, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. We don't help each other anymore. So the only way that we're hopefully going to help give guidance and wisdom to young people is that they find us on YouTube, okay? They somehow stumble on some finance YouTubers or some motivational YouTubers and they get hooked, right? They get hooked on this type of content and they don't go down the paths of the garbage content, the doom and gloom, or the political content or relationship content. That stuff, honestly, is just, it doesn't add much value. Honestly, like I get, Anton Daniels and all these other reaction video gurus on my channel all the time, on my feed, and I just have to skip it half the time. It's just like, I don't want to see it anymore. It's the same old song and dance. It's somebody else's problems. That's what it is. Oh, I've been $60,000 in debt. What does that do to a 20-year-old? If they see that video, I'm in $60,000 in debt, does that add any value to their life? No. It doesn't. I mean, it gives them one mistake that somebody else has done. Maybe they second guess going into debt. But to be honest, I think sometimes those videos kind of provide acceptance of going into debt, like $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, okay? Or accepting the red pill or the feminism type of content. If people are getting that in their feed, they're going to say, oh, this is the way of life. This is normal. Going into debt, $60,000 is normal. It's not normal. None of these things are normal, what YouTube is going to feed you, okay? You need to feed yourself some good water. You need to find a watering trough that's good and healthy, okay? There's some dirty water troughs out there, right, guys? I think TikTok is one of them, to be honest. I mean, you get the short form, 2-second clips that just provide you zero value. It's just dopamine hit after dopamine hit after dopamine hit. That's all that type of content does to you. When your brain goes into euphoria, I don't know where I'm going with that. I guess where I'm going with that is figure out what watering trough you want to go to, okay? I haven't talked about content as much as I'd like to, but that's the thing. You got to be careful of the type of content you consume, okay? Go to the watering trough that's going to help you the most, okay? No one's going to take you there. No one's going to take you by the reins like at a horse, farm. No one's going to take you by the reins and bring you to the trough. You got to find it yourself. So make sure you curate your feeds, your algorithm. It's all up to you. It's not up to me or anyone else. Okay, so if you just graduated college, congratulations, or you graduated high school, go find the right watering trough. I think it'll help you tremendously, and that's my advice to you. I can give advice on YouTube because it's out to the masses. It's not specific to someone, and I won't get the comments as far as like on a Facebook post. I'll get comments in my videos, that's fine. I can deal with those, not a problem. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you could, and take a look at my previous video. Thanks, guys. Bye.